We let it go. All right, hello everyone. Good afternoon. I hope you enjoyed that intro. So I personally thought that it went quite well. I think I'm a huge fan of that remix. It's a little bit hard, yeah, but obviously I think Emirates has sent a cease and desist to Spotify for their actual boarding music being on Spotify. So someone's made like a little bit of a harder remix, and it works pretty well. So welcome. We've already commenced a little bit of our boarding action here at London Heathrow, and we're operating service Emirates 8. The call sign today, 7 Charlie Tango, I think it was. Yeah, Emirates 7 Charlie. Oh, I'm sorry, I think it's 7 Charlie November. Oh, I might have made a mistake. So it's Emirates 7 Charlie November. Yes, my mistake. It's 7 Charlie November. Yeah, 7 Charlie November everywhere except the game screen. Let me just change that for us so that you have the right information as well. 7 Charlie November. Yeah, that's it. 7 Charlie November. That's Emirates 8's call sign, and today we're operating from London Heathrow to Dubai International. We picked this route today because London Heathrow is actually quite active with all the heavies. I guess all the guys starting their flights transatlantic today. You see there Virgin Atlantic behind us. There's also coming our way is A380 from Turkish Airlines. So decent amount of traffic here in London. You're going to join me for the departure until we get, I guess once we get through the English Channel, just over the English Channel, we'll say goodbye and head out. And you can join me again on the arrival into Dubai. In Dubai, there is an event going on, and we're celebrating the UAE National Day, which is today. Did not go for a special livery Emirates A380. I was looking for one that said the year of Zayed, which was 4 years ago, I think, at this point. But that livery didn't seem to play well with flights in 2024, so we've had to get rid of it. We're here in the Inibil's Airbus A380. It's had some upgrades recently. I have not had a chance to look at it. I've not been flying the A380 all that much, but it's going to be fun today. We estimate to depart in about the next 40 minutes, in fact. We expect to be pushing back out of Heathrow. We'll look at some challenges that the A380 faces operating in airports like this. Not so much in Heathrow, just because of how many A380s Heathrow does handle, despite its sort of restricted space compared to Dubai. We'll look at some of the A380 specific charts and so on and so forth, and we'll get our flight started. At the moment, we're on ground power. The lights are where they need to be. The aircraft is just being loaded now, and we're now getting settled into the flight deck. We've had a chat, had a coffee, and we're going to go ahead and start our day. We'll go with this 1, 2, 3. We need the IRS. That's the internal reference system, sort of the aircraft self-calculated position. Once that's coming on, it goes up here and it takes the GPS signal to then update its position. We don't really have to worry about it here because, as far as I know, London Heathrow is not an airport that's necessarily affected by GPS jamming or GPS spoofing of that sort. So, and even if it was, we would just go ahead and find the actual coordinates of the stand and then enter it into the flight management system, the flight management computer, and it would be it will work out just fine. So that was the IRS discussed. I've already turned on the crew supply of oxygen. I think it's just one of those safety features things that I've done. The emergency exit lights are already armed. All that stuff is done. So just take a quick look at the overhead panel. And I can tell you most of it is actually done just to get the electric power stored on the aircraft. The APU is still off. I'll turn the strobes onto auto because it's something I tend to forget on the Airbus, Airbuses. Seatbelts can go on. The fueling has been completed. And did that off stream. And we're just waiting to set up for our departure. So I am going to go ahead and get some information from both SimBrief and vPilot. And we're going to assess what the departure runway is going to be. Just the way that these guys were taxiing, I think we're going to end up on runway 27 left for departure. Now, I'm also trying to look here at Lido to see if I have charts for London Heathrow. I do not. Okay. So London Heathrow to Dubai, let me give you some flight information. It's going to be about 6 hours and 15 minutes from the top of my head. Let's take a look. Oh. Did I not change the... Oh, rookie error. Okay, no worries. We are expecting a flight time of 6 hours and 30 minutes, 6 hours 26 specifically. Good, so let's get started. I don't think there's a way for us to request weather here for London Heathrow. So we're gonna go out here, weather, that's a raw weather we can see. Is there a way for me to refresh this, perhaps? Okay, no, so I'm gonna take you with me to Navigraph and SimBrief. And we can do our weather check and all that over there. All right, so that's Navigraph. I can tell you already that the weather in Heathrow, VATSIM ATIS, this is information hotel. It's an arrival for 27 right, departures 27 left. Data link clearances are available, which we don't have unfortunately on the FlyByWire Airbus A380 data link clearances. We have to log on to Echo Golf Lima Lima. So the wind 208 varying, okay, visibility is 10 kilometers more, no clouds detected. Temperatures 8, dew point 6, QNH 1002. Information hotel advice aircraft type and series on first contact with London Heathrow. Okay, so 27 left, we know. Let's go ahead and load the box then. 1002, I think while we're here we might as well. 1002 on the captain's side, 1002 on the first officer's side. And let's take a look at Airbus A380. The engines are correct, they're Rollies. Well, that's a Rolex, but this is a Rolls-Royce Trent 972. Active nav data is correct, and no pilot stored, nothing. Okay, good. So let's initialize this flight plan. We are Emirates 7 Charlie November on a flight from Heathrow to Dubai. Crew, and the alternate is going to be Dubai World Central, DWC. Good. I can send a company flight plan request, but which is actually the easiest way to do it. But if you've never seen the Airbus A380 interface, it's also quite cool how the A380 actually works. It's slightly different compared to the 320, but I think it's quite similar to 350. So cruise level 370. It's going to be econ. I believe our cost index today is 88 for the Airbus A380. 800, that's what I selected that. And we're going to go ahead IRS. IRS is aligning on this GPS position, which is correct. We take a look at the chart, but it's okay. We've got plenty of time now. So we're departing runway 27 left of Heathrow. The SID that we were filed for is the Dietling 2 Golf Delta Echo Tango 2 Golf. Let's go ahead and set that up. And we'll just verify with air traffic that that's in fact what we're going to fly. We'll go ahead and put that in the tempo flight plan, take a look down here, and we can insert this. After Dietling, we're going to use, are we going to fly direct? No, we have some airways, so we can go ahead and then type the airways in. So we're going to take the Lima 6 airway all the way to Dover, Delta Victor Romeo. And then the Lima 9 to Conan. Lima 9 to, okay, let me take this off so we can enjoy this a little bit better. So it's a Lima 9 to Conan. Thereafter the Uniform Lima 607 to Rimba. Put that in the temporary and just make sure that's all correct how you want it. Okay, there's not a lot of not a lot of routings. And then after that's a bunch of directs. So I think here is going to be insert next waypoint after this guy. We're going to go to Matug. And then after this, okay, you see now inserting the directs is a bit tedious. So we're going to go back and request a company flight plan. But you've seen how it works, which is the, okay, maybe it's a bit late to request. Okay, so back to inserting it manually then. After Matug, we are going to fly to Amazi, Alpha Mike Alpha Sierra India. And we insert the Amazi. After Amazi, we're going, okay, this is slightly tedious. I wonder if you can't just type it in. I'm going to try that the next round. Then we go to Bombi. Oh, okay, company flight plan received, waiting for insertion. Okay, so let's go insert the company flight plan. Insert. Saves us a lot of time. And that's all done. But now you've got an idea at least on how it actually works. Mike 677, which I'm familiar with, get to Dixam. Mike's, okay, well, everything looks nice, no discos. We can go ahead and set the departure out of Heathrow again. It's 27 left by the D-Link to Golf departure, most likely, and we can insert that in our flight plan. We're not going to go ahead and set the arrival into Dubai. We have a long way to go. There's no progress page, but I like to use, I used to like to use the progress page to set up like an engine out or like somewhere we can go and hold. So I'm going to use a fix info for that. Nav primary, okay. Good. So let's go ahead and put that flight number in again. I've lost it. UAE 7 Charlie November. Okay, all of that's good. Trip wind. It doesn't still have the wind requested. I don't know if it's taking into account the winds yet, but that's definitely a feature I'm looking forward to. Makes the long flights a little bit more exciting. Fuel and load. We've got the preliminary zero fuel weight and stuff from the OFB. We'll pretend that that's the preliminary flight plan. So the zero fuel weight is expected to be 350.3 with a maximum of 373. So we're taking about 350 tons. 350.3 tons. That's quite heavy. Zero fuel weight CG TBD. We haven't got that information yet. The block fuel, we're taking now 877, which is correct, which is what we want for our trip to Dubai, 87.7. Let me just run down what a breakdown of that is. So trip fuel to Dubai is 72.6 tons, which makes a contingency of 3.6 tons. The alternate to DWC takes 5.5 tons, and it's a 31-minute flight. And then we have a final reserve of 30 minutes of flight of 4.9 tons. So all of that together makes 86639, and the taxi fuel of about a ton for 20 minutes of taxi, which is 87637. Oh, well, let me go ahead and modify that. 3.6 versus 3.8. I'll take 3.8 because that's a little bit more conservative. Alternate takes 5.5, but it says 6.5. Again, more conservative. Taxi fuel, I can go ahead and round that down to 0.9. And the final reserve that's calculated here is 4.7 versus what I want. Let's make it a nice, cool 5 tons. Oh my G, 33 minutes? How much are you getting for 30 minutes? 6 tons. Okay. Fantastic. Minimum fuel at destination. I want 10.4, 10.5 for my own. Okay, so it's done its own calculation. That doesn't work out. So 12.5 plus 3.8. Let's do the math on the calculator because 12.5 plus 3.8. Yeah, so it's decided that they want to land with Dubai at 16.3, which is a bit We're landing with 12.3, so it's going to give me check minimum fuel the whole time. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the actual numbers as done by SimBrief. Bear in mind that this doesn't have the wind details in, so it's probably why it's slightly off. Route reserve 3.7 tons. Yeah, 10.5 on the other end of Dubai. That's more or less what we want. How many passengers are we taking? A lot. We're taking a lot of passengers today. Today we're taking 484. I don't know if that's the exact Emirates configuration, but we're taking as many as we can so they can have a good time in Dubai. Yalla Habibi, come to Dubai. To all Habibis actually interested in coming to Dubai, I'd recommend that you don't. The traffic is quite bad. So I'd ask you to wait until maybe a couple of years down the line once they've finished all the nice big roads. And then you can come back to Dubai. You know, it'll be okay. But come slowly, come one by one, so it's not too busy. Oh, la, 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 la. Okay, so where are we in terms of boarding? I think we've got a while longer to go. We could go ahead and get our ATC clearance, and then we can do our departure brief. So London ground is operating on 121705. 121705. And we'll swap her over. Transmitting on COM1, listening on COM2 as well. You transmit on COM1 as well. Okay, we're all happy with how that looks here. And let's go ahead and call London ground advice. Heathrow ground, good morning, Emirates 7 Charlie November, stand 301 with information, India. Request ATC clearance to Dubai.
Emirates 7 Charlie November, Heathrow ground, good morning, report your aircraft type fully, please.
We're Airbus A380, Emirates 7 Charlie November, super.
Emirates 7 Charlie November, thanks, you cleared to Dubai, dead link to Gulf departure, squawk 0732.
Clear to Dubai, dead link to Gulf departure, squawk 0732, Emirates 7 Charlie November.
Emirates 7 Charlie November, read that correct?
Okay, readback is correct. We are cleared to dead link to Gulf departure, as we had already set up on the flight management. And we haven't been given a stop altitude or initial climb altitude. That should be depicted on the chart. So we'll go through that during the brief. And the squawk is 0732, unless we forget to set it. 0732. Nice. Back to VHF. Good. So I guess we're all ready for a briefing. We all love extended departure briefs, don't we? Good. For today's extended departure brief, let me actually make this screen slightly bigger so you can enjoy your briefing a little bit more. There we go. That's London. As you can see, it's quite messy. There is a wait. How do I get rid of this? Let's get rid of the online networks to start with, and we'll use the IFR high altitude charts first. And part of the layers, we'll get rid of the cities. We don't really need that. We just care about the airports and the navigates and all that stuff. So Heathrow, in and around the Heathrow area, London southeastern, England, no significant terrain, so it's not a threat really. I think the only threat that we want to probably talk about is taxiing in Heathrow with this giant Airbus A380. For this year's specific charts, you'd go out there and there's A380 specific charts, so parking charts and taxi charts. So we're obviously parked in a stand that's A380 capable, that's 301. That's where we're starting, and behind us, Bravo and Alpha are fine. I believe there's a specific direction of travel here in Heathrow. I can't find the information now, but I believe it's sort of Alpha is clockwise only, and Bravo is anti-clockwise, or something along those lines. We're going to verify. But for us, from our position here, until runway 27 left, it's all grey. We have this sort of dash area, which is runway hold areas. So we're going to push onto Bravo. We expect to take one of these links onto Alpha probably, or we continue on Bravo for departure of November Bravo.
75
Of November Bravo 3 or November Bravo.
Viva 65, correct?
Sorry, pardon me. I don't know if you've heard it. So
okay,
I'm going to turn the air traffic controllers down a bit so you can hear me. So we're going to taxi via Bravo or Alpha, and we'll take one of these links. November Bravo 3 and November Bravo 2 is clear to Echo. All the way at the end, November Bravo 1 is not available, so for our performance calculation, we definitely have to take that part off. On departure, I'd also like to highlight these intermediate holding points, low key, low man, Lima 1, Bravo 1. So we're expecting to probably hold one of these low key or low man. I can see here that the London South, London SC control is active. Not entirely sure if they control Heathrow or not, but ground will hand us over if they do, and they will contact us if required. I don't really want to trouble them. So the runway, let's say it's about 3,600 meters. We're going to take a little bit off the end there. So let's go ahead and see how long that actual runway is going to be with that intersection. 27 left from where? Excuse me. 27 left. Let's take November Bravo 3. That's like the worst case scenario, isn't it? So from November Bravo 3 of 27 left.
Charlie, thanks, taxi, second left on Alpha, hold Lowman.
Why doesn't she say November Bravo 3?
Second left onto Alpha, hold Lowman.
Maybe it's just November 3, yeah. 3224. Is that just November 3? Yeah. November Bravo 3 is the holding point. November 3 is the actual intersection. So from there we have about 3,200 meters for departure, which is what we're going to use for departure. Emergency briefing, good. So I don't really know how that works on an Airbus A380. I think it's going to be similar to every other airplane. Airbus, I believe, uses 100 knots, so below 100 knots we'll stop for anything. My actions, I'm going to close the thrust levers, in which case I believe the auto throttles should disconnect anyway. We'll race the reversers, and we'll verify that the speed brakes do come on and that the braking is on as well, if not manual braking. Above 100 knots, closer to 100, it's still quiet, with a lot of high energy departure, but not too bad. I'll start with a decent amount of braking, and then we'll assess how much runway is left, and then maybe we could let off the brakes and go all the way to the end. That way we can save any time that we're waiting for the brake cooling. Of course, that's subject to what happens. If you've got something like a fire warning, predicted wind shear, or a smoke, fire, fumes event, then we'd probably, or failures, engine failures, we'll just stop it immediately and come to a halt. The quicker we can start analyzing the situation, the better for us. Same actions above 100 knots, but we're just going to stop for these key items that I'd already mentioned. So fire warning, predicted wind shear, aircraft unsafe, unable to fly, or any form of engine failure on any of those 4 engines will come to a stop. And then I set the parking brakes, and then we assess the situation, carry one by one. Heathrow is going to be quite busy, so we're going to tell them we're stopping. And it's not too busy. We can ask if we can remain connected on the network. If not, we will just bugger off, so we're not troubling anybody. Good. So what shall we do now after we depart? Where do we go? So I like to look at. Well, this is the SRD, but since we're talking about the emergencies on the runway, I'm just going to go ahead and continue the emergency portion of it. So where do we go in case of an engine failure? So in case of an engine failure, pause brake gear up, and at 400 feet we'll start talking. So I'll pull the heading, and we'll fly to what the we'll do this. We'll do essentially the missed approach procedure for 27 left. That should keep us clear. So we're going to go runway heading up until I think what's safe is 1,500 feet above the airfield. There's a restricted area here. 1,500 feet above the airfield is, what's the airfield elevation? 83 feet. So we'll wait until 1583 and 16. At 1,600 feet, we'll turn left to the Epsom NDB. Yep, and then we'll hold as published at Epsom. Minimum holding altitude is 3,000, so we're happy to stop at 3,000 if required. Yeah, so that's the plan. I'm gonna go mark Epsom on the fixed info page before we get started. Epsom, and the hold is gonna be 271 degrees inbound with left turns. We're gonna climb to 3K.
Is you 146 Charlie, contact London Control now 132.
Everything going normal. We're going to do the Dietling to Golf departure. As for 27 left specifically, the localizer is 10955 India Lima Lima. Depart 1 mile from India Lima Lima, we'll turn left onto a track of 136 to intercept a QD M136 to Epsom. You see, it's going to bring us back to Epsom anyway, between 4 and 6,000. So since all the normal departure is going to be at 4 and 6, if we have an engine failure, we're going to stop at 3 and we'll be below that. And there we go to 32 miles from Dietling. So we're going to be inbound on radial 271 all the way to Dietling. 32 miles between 5 and 6, 29 miles at 6, 5 at 6, and Dietling at 6. So we're going to spend a long time at 6,000 feet, so we're going to request high speed, and we're going to go leave 250 knots behind, and we'll just accelerate all the way up to high speed so we can get out of the London area. No left turns, sorry, no turns below 590 feet. Average track miles is about 50 miles to Dietling Bjorn, so we're going to fly about 50 miles at 6,000 feet. Due to interaction with other routes, do not climb above 6,000 until cleared by ATC. So if we do end up doing that on Unicom, we're just going to stop at 6 and continue. That's exactly what I'd said. There's no new information for us here, 27 left. And I just want to make sure we have the... Okay, so I think the initial altitude we can go ahead and set is 6,000 feet. And transition also is 6,000 as well, so we're going to wait at 6,000 feet on QNH until we climb above, in which case we'll go on to level. Okay, and I just want to do one last thing to make sure everything is A-okay. Our estimated takeoff weight 437. We're limited by landing weight, and the maximum landing weight is 395. So we're close to 10 tons above the... Is it 10? No, it's a shitload more. It's 100 tons, I guess. Is that right? Oh my god, my math is so bad. 437,000 is the estimated takeoff weight, minus 395,000. So we are 42 tons above the maximum landing weight. So that's something we need to lose. Good. Briefing's completed. I don't think anybody has any questions. I don't know the start sequence for the A320, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 for the A380. So if you do know, please let me know.
Good morning. Taxi second right on.
Very good. People are still boarding. We are supposed to go in about 14 minutes. I think this is now been Mach 0705 because I think FlyByWire thinks it's going to get foggy. I don't think it's going to get foggy. We have another 170 passengers to board, so quite a bit more. And I think we can go ahead and take a look at what the zero fuel weight CG is going to be. It's going to end up being 34.2. That's planned, and we can go ahead and set that up. 34.2. Good. 6,000 as we had briefed for the stop altitude. It's set, and I wanted to do a fix info at position at the Epsom VOR, which is Echo Papa Mike. Did you find it? Is it Echo Papa Mike? Or do I have that horribly wrong as well? Yeah, 316 Echo Papa Mike. Okay.
Super 925 Alpha, come to London Control now, 132.
Let's put a 2-mile fix around it.
Switching 13265, good morning, Speedbird 925 Alpha, goodbye.
And let's take a look if it's been found. Should be somewhere down there, isn't it? So, I don't think it has been found, in fact. Echo Papa Mike is in fact correct. I've taken a look at Navigraph very quickly. Oh no, yeah, that's the waypoint. Yeah, it has been found. Alright, my bad. I think I've zoomed out a bit too far. There it is. So that's where we hold at 3,000 feet. While we're here, we can also go ahead and fix what we said. We're going to accelerate at 1580. Thrust reduction. I think we can do that at 880. And then accelerate at 3,000. This is either NADP 2 or 1, I'm not entirely sure. Engine out acceleration as we had brief 1580, we'll pretend it's 1600. And we'll need to fill out this information shortly. So before we do that, let's get our, I love this feature, this onboard navigation. Makes it very hard to, well, I mean, you still probably can find a way to screw up your taxi, but this is quite nice. I'm gonna go ahead and try find a way for us to do our performance calculation. Obviously, we can use the SimBrief numbers, but if you had been following the channel yesterday, we were using a tool called Virtual Performance Tool, VPT. And I just like to go take a look there to see if maybe they have any Airbus A380 profiles. In which case it looks quite nice. So and it looks trustworthy. Let's say. I'm not saying that I don't think that the SimBrief numbers are not trustworthy. It's just that it looks a lot cooler on the VPT. It looks more professional. Hi, yes, that's me. Let's use the online EFB. Just doing this sort of in the background while you can enjoy the A380 being boarded. As you see, all the cargo is in already. I'm not really sure why those stairs are still connected. I'm going to get rid of those shortly.
Super 63, thanks, and 533, Pigeon start cruise, face out.
I think I'll let you just listen to the ATC for a bit.
Speedbird 121, Speedbird, correction, Speedbird 121 kilo, sorry, with you.
Speedbird 21 kilo, Heathrow, vacate now, first right on Alpha.
Okay, so the VPT does not include performance calculations for the Airbus A380, so we're going to go and do it over SimBrief here. I don't think you'll want to see all that much of SimBrief, do you? I think we'll learn more of the aircraft. So I think I'll leave SimBrief up there, and then you can follow the performance calculations if you like. Performance and tools. Let's remind ourselves what the takeoff distance was, 3224. And we are on the Airbus A380-800. I'm using the default fly-by-wire. We're in London Heathrow. Departing runway 27 left. In meters, the distance is 3224, the takeoff run available. No obstacles that I know of, takeoff weight which is required. Actually don't know, let's go take a look at the EFB to see what the planned takeoff weight is today. So the planned takeoff weight, not depicted. We can come up with the math. I think it's the same as what SimBrief had planned for us. Let's go back, because I just loaded it from SimBrief, right? So that should be the plan, and if it's heavier, great.
You can take stand 342 if you like, first left there on the Foxtrot.
Okay, so we're gonna have to restart this then. So. So just over 90 passengers to go. We'll start the APU as soon as we're done with the performance. Ah, scheiße. So takeoff weight, where is it? Estimated 436,982. Let's make it 437. Okay, 437,000. Happy clicking. 437,000. Let's not forget. 437,000. 27 left. 3224.
Taxi kilo, hold kilo 1.
That's the takeoff run in meters. 3224. Toga and flex is fine. Bleed settings auto. Anti-air is not required. All those have been taken directly from sim brief knowing what weather it is. We can do a flex and assume improved performance. Yes, please. And let's calculate. So let's go ahead with the formatted A380. That's the correct engine. Leads on, anti-ice off. We're gonna flex. Gonna do flaps 1 flexing to 58. Flap 1, flex to 58. Speeds 35, 49, and 57. 35, 47, 57. Sorry, 49, 57. 135, 149, 157. And do I need any other information from you? No. So that shows you roughly where we are. The stop margin, if we come to a stop, is 111. So actually shortened it from the end where it's supposed to be here, but either way we get the numbers correct. We have 111 meters to of a stop margin, which is quite much. So we can see where we're going to end up rotating. Like, not too far at the end of the runway, so it's quite healthy. The latest reject needs to be done within 2,100 meters, so that's where the V1 is, as you can see, quite similar. Quite a decent tool, quite nice to see also. And I think overall we're happy with how that's going to work for us. Let's go ahead and insert those numbers. So fuel and load, we calculated 477, is that right? 438 versus 437, so we talked about a ton for the taxi, which is correct. That's our gross weight showing there, and 437 from what was calculated at SimBrief. We are flexing 58 degrees. Seems like London control's active. V1 is 135, VR 149, and V2 157. It's going to be a flaps 1 departure, takeoff THS for, let's go ahead and say somewhere around there, 41, 2, 3. I'm going to go 40.5. I think that's a good number. Maybe. We'll see. 40.5. And we'll adjust. Packs are going to be on, anti-ice is going to be off. We have modified that already for NADP and the engine out. And let's see. So I'm going to write this down. Clean speed today is going to be 214 knots. That's a green dot speed. For my own reference. That's good. Performance is in. Climb map, that's all set up and ready. And I'm going to go ahead and start the APU at this time.
556, positions are approved, face south.
Maybe it's coming on. And I think it's also wise that we close the door at the back. Oh. I'm not entirely sure how that door turned out to be open, but yeah, that's okay. So once the APU is up, we can disconnect the ground power units, and we can start also using the APU for air conditioning. It's a good time to come to Heathrow because usually it's people who actually know how to operate virtual airplanes, so we're not dealing with a lot of trolls on the VATSIM network. Okay, I heard that clunk, if you've heard it as well.
23, compare out of control now, 132 decimal 605, give it on.
So I'll keep that ATC volume still a little bit lower so we can chat. And once we're ready, we'll do sterile cockpit until 10,000 feet. I mean, as sterile as I can make it. So the APU is now available. And we can, I've been told not to just disconnect the ground power. I need to now deselect all of the 4 buses. So there's 4 electric sources there from the external point. So all of that has been disconnected, and we're going to now disconnect also the GPU so they can, as we get the aircraft ready to go. Additional services, we can dismiss GPU. Good. Another 30-something passengers ready to come in, and we will be shortly commencing our journey to Dubai. I really hope that when we prepare for departure, that this guy disconnects. Otherwise, we're going to have to restart the flight just for this door, which is quite annoying. That being said, I think push comes to shove, I might be able to start this plane in about 12 minutes. I think next time we're going to have a departure challenge. While we wait, let's see if we've got any chats going on here. Maybe some questions, some suggestions. Nope, still quiet. Feel free to come up with your ideas. I'd love to hear them. I'd love to hear what you think. Yeah, I'm just generally interested in interacting a little bit more with the viewers. I think we're going to be one of the last departures. Oh my god, he's there. Did he change the runway? Oh no, they're all here as well. So I guess this gentleman, our colleague, is only about taxiing to 279, so he's got a long 3 kilometers to go, and he's still probably going to end up ahead of us. That being said, look at the span. Wow. Massive. This one comes with an inbuilt checklist, so maybe it's wise that we do those. Cockpit preparation checklist. The gear pins and covers, definitely removed. Fuel quantity, we've checked for the flight 877 to Dubai. Seatbelts on, bearer reference, both are QNH 1002 on both sides and on the standby. So the checklist is complete. Let's get the APU bleed on as well, so you get some air going through the cabin. And the next frequency is going to be London Control 132605. So I'm just going to go ahead and set London Control 132605. There we go, set. Alright, according to that, the boarding is completed. And at this point, I just want to make sure all the doors will be disconnected from the aircraft. So I'm just going to go ahead and prepare for pushback and departure.
Locking gear.
Alright. Defense 378, come for L 132, that's very funny to be honest.
Let's go ahead and pressurize our hydraulics, which is all on auto. Let's go ahead and get the fuel pumps on. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Total of 9 there. Another 9 here. That's 20 fuel pumps turned on. Beacon light is on. THS was for 42.7, so let me go ahead and modify that. 42.7. Okay, what else did I want to do? Just wanted to make sure that was in fact the actual payload of the aircraft. Takeoff weight loaded is exactly as SimBrief had set for us. Okay, good, 42.7. Flight plan. Let's go to Squawk, VHF.
We've got 160 for ground clear boarding. Eclipse Copenhagen.
How to turn on
7 Gulf departure.
auto, standby, normal, all boardings on. Very good. Is there a checklist we need to do before start? Yes, there is. Before start checklist, parking brake. Set.
We've got 8163 accurate.
Takeoff speeds and thrust. So it's flexi to 58, 35, 49, 57. Both are supposed to do it. I don't have a bolt, so I'll do it myself. And that's done. And we are ready. We're going to request now for the push and start. Heathrow ground Emirates 7 Charlie November Super stand 301 request push and start. Can expect to
Emirates
face
7 Charlie
east.
November thanks stand 301 position start approved face east.
Push and start approved face east Emirates 7 Charlie November. Okay. Let's change direction. We want to face east, which is nose right, tail left. So that's...
Release parking brakes, please.
Alright guys, here we go. Starting our journey. Brakes released.
Commencing push. All
And
engines
I'm going to
clear.
start this
Start
for
at
a long
will.
time. So the start sequence
Looking
1, 2, 3,
411
4.
Yankee, throw hello, report to your
Let's
aircraft lane for me
commence
please.
our Start procedures. Ignition start, and we're going to start.
Virgin 411 Yankee, thank you.
Everything
Close
is
to
good,
Lagos.
ignition's
Max
on,
61 Gulf
and-
departure, squawk 7603.
Starting with 1.
Virgin 411
That
Yankee,
N3
reback
spool
correct.
is a characteristic of the Rolls-Royce
Seabird
engines.
623,
Triple
contact
spool.
ladder control now 132.605, give on.
Contact London Central 132605, thank you.
Speedbird 65, ready for taxi.
Seabird 65, thanks taxi, second left Alpha, hold Lowman.
Second left Alpha, hold Lowman, Speedbird 65.
Relay back, good morning. Speedbird 12 Victor Juliet, gate 90, expect to start.
Alright, the engine's producing thrust.
Seabird
at
1
about
Victor Juliet, T for ground, give
9%,
on
10%
extent 520,
thrust,
push and start
2, 3,
approved,
6,
Stacy, the Q and
6-ish all the way down. That's a
H1002.
stable start of engine number 1.
If I group station East 1002.
Let's go ahead and start number 2 engine now.
Juliet.
Please set parking brakes. Unlocking gear.
Parking brake is set. Oh. Maybe it is possible. There's a little box here now for CPDLC messages and stuff, which I hadn't noticed before, so maybe it is now capable.
Heathrow Center, this is Golf 254.
Golf 254, Heathrow ground, good morning, pass your message.
Lighting off.
Golf 254, good morning. This is Golf 254, type call body
Tow truck
2400,
disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Golf 254, thanks for
Left
reporting
is
your
clear.
stand number
Right
for
is
me,
clear.
Stand by 254.
So, 1, 2, okay, so
Golf
2, 4, 6,
254,
that's a thrust,
information
not
Juliet on
necessarily,
board, we are scanned at 525.
Alright, so number 2 is
Golf
stable. We're gonna go
254,
and
thank you,
start
close to
entering.
Max 61 Golf departure, squawk 1144.
What do you mean engine tree fail? Why is it
Clear
failed?
to Toulouse, max at 1 Golf.
It hasn't even
Keep in
started.
left, well, 1144 for Golf 254.
Golf
You can
254,
see
reback correct.
that the N2 is rising. We're just going to make sure the fuel flow actually does kick in. So I'm going to go ahead and clear this message because it's kind of spurious at the moment. We don't really need status. Let's watch that start. I think that was an incorrect indication. So obviously the engine was going in for a start, and I think just had a moment of confusion. Yeah, but that was not actually a failure. Yeah, you see all the spools are rotating nicely. Looks like it's had a healthy light off and it's coming back down. So we're looking for numbers close to, see, it's available now, producing thrust 2, 4, 6-ish, close to 2, 20-ish on the N1. Close at least, so 18.4, 18 on this one, close to 400 degrees. And 6 is how I like to look at a stable engine. And now we're going to go ahead and start the last one.
Heathrow ground, very good morning. Speedbird
Let's
475
enjoy a view
Echo
from the
at
outside
Alpha
before we
10
start.
Echo.
Speedbird 475 Echo, Heathrow ground, good morning, taxi, second right out, Bravo, link 56, left on
Look at the
Alpha,
absolute scale of that.
517.
Wow.
Second right to Bravo, link 56, and then which stand was that for? Speedbird 475 Echo?
You stand 517.
Stand 517 via Alpha, Speedbird 475 Echo, thanks.
Golf 254 ready for pushback and start.
Golf 254, thanks, stand 525, push and start is approved, face east. Cuban H1002.
Quick push, start runway 27 left, face east. We see an Airbus on our, looks like our 7 o'clock. Can you clear him for taxi, please?
Golf 254, he's not ready for taxi just yet, I'll get him moved as soon as he's ready, but if you face east, he should be out of your way, but if you want to wait, you can wait until he's cleared.
Alright, so that's stability.
Okay, no worries. I can kind of move myself so that I'm not in his way. We're going 254. River 1 2 Victor Junior, thanks. Taxi first right at Alpha, hold a Lehman.
First right Alpha, hold. Junior.
River 65, contact ladder control 132.605, good morning.
122.605,
Alright, that's flaps 1 plus F. And she's in place. We can go ahead and do a flight control check now. Ailerons all the way left. Ailerons all the way right. Elevators down. Elevators up. Rudders left. And rudders right. Pretty satisfied with that. Let's just take a look at how that looks from the outside. I'm sure it's making this. Wow. Look at the size of those. Okay, not recommended. Don't actually do that at work. That's not recommended. Anyway, that's good. That's done. A little bit of a droop there on the I guess flaperons. And let's do a checklist. I'm sure there's one required after we start. Yep, after start checklist. Anti-ice, we're not going to use it. Pitch trim is set for takeoff at 40.0, it's 40.1, it's close enough. Rudder trim is neutral. Checklist complete. Let's see if I can't do part of the checklist for taxi shortly. Okay, let's request then. Heathrow ground, Emirates 7 Charlie November Super, request taxi.
Emirates 7 Charlie November, thanks, taxi Bravo, hold a Lockheed.
Continue taxi Bravo, hold short Lockheed. Emirates 7 Charlie November. So Lockheed short of Lima. Don't think that's actually depicted here, but we're going to continue straight on Bravo. Parking brake released. Taxi light can go off. We don't need that camera light at the moment for the daytime. And she's on a roll. Let's take a look at the takeoff config. Flight control pitch trim on the FMC. Okay, so that's a 40.1 versus 40. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and set that to 40.1.
Hello, 1,
takeoff config is now normal.
repeatability 5.
Hello, 1, thanks for left. Layer 1, we're going to be looking to do helicopter operations around the Heathrow airfield. To the south of runway 27 right, and to the north of runway 27 left. Polo 1, it's going to be below 18.
Okay, that's pretty close to the building, but visually it's alright. I know this is A380 capable already, so as long as we stay, keep the center of the aircraft in the
Are you
center,
a
it should be
helicopter
okay.
or are you just looking to do VFR?
Maybe we're going to be a helicopter.
Lockheed's not defected here.
Okay, Roger, stand by, I'll get clearance from London.
Roger, thank you. Polar 1,
Or maybe it will be. We have to hold short of taxiway Lima. Kilo's the first one, and we hold short of Lima.
oh, sorry, disregard.
Emirates 7 Charlie November, contact ladder control 132.605, good morning.
Ladder control 132.605, Emirates 7 Charlie November. Good morning, thanks for the AC. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Okay, that's off.
3, report your passing altitude and climb now, flight level 100.
Before we contact, let's just go ahead and finish the taxi checklist. Taxi checklist. Flight controls. Check.
So report your
Flap
passing
setting,
altitude
config.
and climb now, flight
1
level
plus F.
100.
Passenger.
The radar. PWS is not available on this aircraft.
Right, 21 Yankee Hotel,
But
climb
it's
level
on.
370.
Okay, so we'll take cast one reverse line up. Checklist complete.
17 Echo, correct 26 left, clear to land, wind Gatwick is 1703 knots.
So this is where we were clear to hold in Lockheed before we contact London.
Scandinavian 225, report your passing altitude, climb now, level 130.
Climb flight level 130, captain to plan. Turkish 224 ready for departure.
Turkish 2244, runway 25, clear to takeoff, wind at Luton is 2108 knots.
Before takeoff,
We're gonna hold here.
What is Express 522, climb flight level 310.
Tractor lights off.
310. Just 49, left heading 360 degrees.
Very nice.
Standing control, good morning, this is 729 now. Only 6 up.
That's alright. Shuttle 3, Romeo, descend flight level 80.
Descend 80, Shuttle 3, Romeo.
Busy.
265 passing 12000. Good 65, thanks. Climb now, flight level 290.
Flight level 290,
ED81 Foxtrot Echo, someone want to Gatwick, request push on start.
Yeah, 1 Foxtrot Echo, push that approved.
Push on start approved, ED81 Foxtrot Echo.
Nordic 2 Lima Foxtrot.
Yes, 2 Lima Foxtrot.
Not 2 Lima Foxtrot, clear to Copenhagen, frame 1 Mike departure, squawk
He is busy.
7505.
So he's doing ground clearance for a bunch of London airports. Honestly, amazing. Situational awareness in the brain, you know. Quite cool. Let's try jumping.
Direct right, Lufthansa 320, report your passing altitude, climb now, flight level 150.
Passing 3100 feet, climbing level 150, Lufthansa 320.
Good 49, no navigation, direct to Welling.
Navigation, direct Welling.
London Emirates 7 Charlie November Super 8 Heathrow holding Lockheed.
Emirates 7 Charlie November, hello, link 28 to hold at November Bravo 2 Echo.
Link 28 hold at November Bravo 2 Echo. Emirates 7 Charlie November Wable November 3 as well.
Roger, you'll be number 2 to a light Airbus behind you.
Roger, so I'll carry a link 28 November Bravo 2 Echo Emirates 7 Charlie November. Okay, so we continue on
Bravo,
Lima,
parking of choice, mate.
and we'll go to then link 28
Thank you, Ryan F43 of Bravo.
to
Lufthansa
November
320,
Bravo
route direct to Bovingdon, Bravo November November.
Bravo, direct Bovingdon, Bravo November.
Hold on a second.
320.
Signal landing, X-ray 27 right, clear to land, 210 degrees, 8 knots.
It's November Bravo 1 that we're not approved for. So we did
Scandinavian
the
225,
calculation
route to
for 3,
Lapra and climb, flight level
and we're obviously now
230.
capable of going further than that. So let's get going.
Will you say yes, Scandinavian 225?
I said direct to waypoint Lapra and climb, flight level 230.
So on link 28 and we'll turn right on Alpha and we'll be at November Bravo 2 Echo.
So at 23, minus Unicorn 122.8.
122.8.
Spirit 623, turn right heading 360 degrees.
Turn right, 326.
360, heading north.
366.
360. Over 66.
Shuttle 3 Romeo, heading of 125.
Heading 125, Shuttle 3 Romeo.
There's 378, nothing further, monitor 1228, goodbye. Quebec 49, climb level 360.
Level 360,
Speedbird 122.
I know it looks like we're off, but we're actually not.
Seabird 126, Juliet, hello,
Trying to keep
via
the,
November
main
3,
landing gear
line up
stuff.
way, runway 27 left.
November 3, line up way 27 left. Speedbird
November Bravo 2 Echo.
Emirates 7, Charlie, November, line up and wait, runway 27 left, caution, there will be one intersection departure ahead.
Line up and wait, runway 27 left, Emirates 7 Charlie November copy traffic. Coffee traffic.
Seabird 49, route direct,
Alright,
Pole Hill,
landing
Papa
lights,
Oscar Lima.
DB, standby. Actually, we're not cleared. I'll turn them on when we're clear for takeoff.
Seabird 623, climb flight level 340.
The nose lights in takeoff mode. On the surveillance, we can go in and put TCAS, TAR.
Air Canada 842, nothing further now, monitor 1228, good morning.
Somebody is lining up ahead or has departed ahead. We do not have
ED81 Foxtrot Echo, request taxi.
Oh, there he is.
Nordic 2 Lima Foxtrot, push and start is approved, face east.
Pushing to approved face east slowly to the Moscow.
EJ 1 Foxtrot Echo, taxi on point Alpha 1 for 26 left via Papa and Alpha Sierra.
Alpha 126 left via Papa and Alpha Sierra, EJ 1 Foxtrot Echo.
2623, resume our navigation, direct well in.
Alright, let's go back up. We don't need the airport mode anymore.
Confirm the waypoint is well in. Whiskey Echo Lima, India, November.
I'm holding on the brakes. Actually, you know what? Parking brake is set.
Super 12 Victor Juliet, 27 left from November Bravo 3, clear for takeoff, 210 degrees, 8 knots.
Clear for takeoff, 27 left. Speedbird, 123.
I guess
Shuttle
it's a
3
helicopter.
Romeo, you got 30 miles, 27 right, descend altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1002.
And it was a line.
Descend 4,000, Kenneth 1002 speed, set out 3
Take
Romeo.
off runway 27
Circuit
left,
2244, report your
Callbacks
altitude
on.
and climb now, flight level 150.
5,000 feet. 190, Turkish 2244.
Level 150,
Alright, ladies and gents, we
Flight
are
level
ready.
150, Turkish 2244.
Next stop,
Good one landing
Dubai.
X-ray, vacate left and ground is 121705.
Vacating left, 121705, Speedbird 19 at X-ray, good day.
Right, at 21 Yankee Hotel, Monarch Unicorn 1228, right?
Winter advisory 122 flight, control by.
Good 49, Unicorn 1228, right?
London Control, Standard 606 with you, flight level 230, inbound, keypad.
Go 606, hello, going to be closing up very shortly, Unicorn PU 1228, right?
Going to Unicorn 122, that's 18, bye-bye.
Scandinavian 225, Unicorn 122, decimal 8, right?
122 decimal 8, apply, Scandinavian 225.
Emirates 7, China, November, runway 27 left, wind 210 degrees 8 knots, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 27 left, Emirates 7, Charlie, November. Right, we're clear for
Number
takeoff.
320, descend now, level 90.
Brakes are released.
Level 9,
Engines are spooling up.
Good
Lights
65,
on.
Monarch Unicorn 122, decimal 8, right?
Next stop, Dubai.
Okay,
Turkish 2244,
Man
Unicorn
flex 58
122, right?
SRS, runway auto thrust blue.
From 122, bye-bye.
The 12 Victor Juliet, report your passing altitude and climb now, level 290.
Passing 2,900.
100 knots for high speed return. I'm so only stop at fire.
Speedbird.
Shuttle 3 Romeo, right, stop 170 degrees.
Degrees, settle 3 Romeo.
Heading 170, right?
170 speed, settle 3 Romeo.
And oscillations, it's unset now closing, there's nothing further, on Unicorn 122, decimal 8.
Good morning, thank you.
Good job.
Have a good day, sir. Thank you.
Great job, thank you.
Bye. Right. That is approaching 800 feet. Anchors are back to climb. There was this weird traffic doing stuff.
1,000. On localizer 278, settle 3 Romeo.
Firstly, I think that was the helicopter that was requesting passport, but I guess my
Unicorn Bravo 122 decimal 8.
I guess my feed pilot depicted it as an aircraft, so I'm not going to service.
Heathrow traffic, settle 3 Romeo, localizer 278.
Drifting slightly wide here. You can see that it's not quite well load drawn. It's not a perfect circle. I'm just going to keep that turn rate going longer. Thrust climb time, so we're above 3,000 feet slower than we need to be.
Heathrow, this is Golf 354, 6,000, flight level 60, climb flight level 350 for Heathrow.
Alright, now we're set a QDM 136 to Echo Papa Mike, which is
Heathrow traffic, on blade flap 279.
safe to say we can take these flaps up now. Lights are up, gear is up, and the speed brakes are no longer on. Was there a possibility to no. Speed limit definitely is. But we're going to change the speed to full speed, and let's do the whole thing at 300 knots. On speed is 290. Seems a bit slow on speed. Is there an after takeoff check? Is there a takeoff line? No, there isn't. So we're reaching 6,000 feet. Speed, all star. Lights enabled. I'll do one more turn and then we'll reach the line. So we're now overshot angle power management. Supposed to be a fly past waypoint. We're now flying high. And through the aircraft is RNM1. So we're still within RNM1. Okay, 1.9. Let's get all the way to 30 degrees. Okay, that sounds like a report. So let's see. Okay, we're still within 1. Still within 1. Not going to get fired, I don't think. And we'll see that the autopilot doesn't work. But that was partly because we had sped up to 300 knots. And the FOC was calculating how to speed. So I think that's kind of what we're doing. And now it's going to be the opposite. At some point I'm going to have to blame myself for not being able to. This is not very pretty. So for 1 mile off to the right, we're going half a mile to the left. You know what, I'm just going to give myself like an intercept, something like this. And I also don't have reason for not following the flight. It seems like
Heathrow traffic 27, right is negative.
$6,000 feet. And I think this is going to be sufficient. Alright, the last turn's done, autopilot's engaged. We're safe now. That there, folks, is London. We've done a little bit of sightseeing instead of flying all over the sky. I don't know what that is. Looks like it's a tall building there. But that's the London City area itself, I suppose. You don't want to fly there because a lot of the arrivals to Heathrow are now flying in this way. That's Heathrow off that old field over there. And you don't want to be getting into the way because the controller is now off. So it's pretty far along. It's a bit of the Millennium Dome. And then I don't know much else about London. So why are we now flying at 300 knots below 6,000? Because we're capped to 6,000 feet until we get past it. And then there's no point just wasting all this time sitting at 6,000. We're burning the fuel anyway, so I think we might as well burn a lot. Speed 330 knots at 6,000 feet. And we're going to try and get to Delta and tackle as quick as possible. And then bugger off flying. Can't hear me very well, okay? How long ago was that? This would be nice to know. Well, keep the ladies and gentlemen seated. Because this maneuver is going to be exciting. So we're going to climb out of the thing at 330 slowly bring it back as quickly as possible. That being said, if I'm not mistaken, the Airbuses do have a 1G shuttle policy, so even if I manage the speed and the speed's low, it's not going to push up wildly to try to get this speed. I think it's going to be okay. It's going to be a 1G thing. Which is why this is blinking at us, because transition also is exactly 6,000 feet long. I'm just waiting until we get clear above 6,000, or once we pass the above 6,000. I'm going to take a quick look here and Navigraph just to see if there's any traffic in and around that may be affecting us. In our direction of travel, I don't see anybody. There is another Emirates 74 Whiskey that's departing Gatwick, but he's, I guess, just taxiing, so not going to be a factor for our climb up. Let's see where let's see that's not what is we're going to cruise at 370. I know there's often with the FlyByWire trees, but I think when you go up to the optimum, the max actually drops as well. So let's wait 370, and as we get closer, we'll assess it. Why? Got some panic clouds, beautiful morning. Alright, after we cross Devlin, we're going to fly direct to Dover. That's now 3 miles. Do we require a touch of anti-ice? No, we do not, because even though the SAT is -2, we have a total air temperature of 15 degrees, we'll be flying 330 knots. So that's what's called the ram rise, between the friction of the air that causes your skin or your aircraft to actually sense the higher temperature. So we passed definitely Dover is next, and we can go up to 370. There's nobody in our way. First climb, nav. And I'm going to go ahead and set 290 knots, which was our on-climb speed. So 290 knots set. Flight table 370 set. That's blinking at me now for sure, because we are above our transition. Also standard on both sides, and standard here for the standby. And rocking up to 290 knots. Passing 10,000 feet, I'll go ahead and close while managing the airspeed. If I manage it now, it's going to go back to 250 knots, which is exactly what we need that time. Let's take a look at the outside as we go. Wow. Very nice. And I just know people in there are quite happy. These goes on the upper deck. I don't see why economy wouldn't be half traffic. Dubai, I think it's quite nice weather. Hope your pockets are heavy though. So you just want all the nerves. So past 10,000 feet landing. So and manage to be about 290 miles. And there we go. On the way to Dubai. We'll wait until we get across the channel. Let's see if route 2 is now available. Because when I tried it before, we could only have the one secondary indexes. Yeah, so the secondary index has not been modeled yet, but that's something that we could use. Especially with an A380, one of the difficult parts about flying an A380 has got to be the amount of capability we have. On the Boeing 737, 320s, all those 5,000 meters strip, we probably put it down safer, which is all over Western Europe. That's not quite the case with the Airbus A380. As far as I know, there are not as many airports, so I think now particularly a lot of airports here, Gatwick and further I know for sure, take 380. We've got Schiphol, which is going to be slightly off once we get over continental Europe. I do not know about Brussels. Paris is next. I know Frankfurt, Düsseldorf can handle. Then it's Munich, Prague, and Vienna can also handle. Just going down the route, I can work out. Then there will be some particular vehicles that can handle the Airbus A380. Here it is. Let's go to our. Yeah, let's get rid of a lot of this unnecessary information. Airport second hand. So we're flying out this way. Brussels, I think, yes. Next would be Amsterdam. Paris. Gaulle can handle an Airbus A380. That's 1, 2, 3 is Brussels around here. Further down, Frankfurt can handle the Airbus A380. So can Munich. So can Düsseldorf. Vienna, yes. Budapest, I do not know. I think I'm going to say no. And for a long while here, all these airports all were Budapest, Belgrade, Bucharest. Once you're past Vienna, really, I don't know if many airports they can handle the A380. Maybe the next one is going to be Istanbul, the big one, outside the helicopter. And that's at that point, I'm going to guess Ankara can as well, and then you're empty. There's not much going on until you get to maybe Erbil. Baghdad and 50-50, I don't think you can. The next one is Kuwait, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi, and then finally Dubai. So you see, I actually have a look at it. I think we listed about 8 to 9 airports for a 6-hour flight, and with quite big chunks of empty space development. So the way to deal with flying Airbus A380, decent amount of preparation in advance, just so you have an idea of what's coming. So you'll be sitting up here, you'll be doing your performance calculations already, you'll be doing your briefing and stuff, just to get things down. There's a bunch of scenarios you can already anticipate. Engine failures, depressurization, sick passenger, fires on board. So you can sit here and talk about it for 6 hours. Which honestly we're not going to be doing because there's a few other things that we are doing, and there's really no point in using the airport So at that ladies and gents, I am going on VATSIM, and we're going to be arriving in Dubai. This thing is 1607 Zulu. My SIM brief itself tells me that we are going to. We deposit almost on time, took about the same in terms of taxi. SIM brief tells me we're going to land at 16. So about 14 minutes before that, we'll do an approach with maybe for some transmission down in Dubai, just in time before the National Day event. So if you'd like to catch the arrivals train, come back around then. So let's say we can come back at about 15:10 or so, and we'll be able to catch the arrival. Hopefully it's going to be busy. Some of these Dubai events can be a little lackluster, but definitely maybe today's the day. Alright guys, thanks for joining in on the stream. If you get any suggestions, hit them up. You can send me a text here on Twitch, I guess. Alternatively, you can leave comments on the live stream as well. Yeah, on YouTube, and I'll be able to see. Let's take another look on the outside, at the outside of the aircraft. Flying over